3 years, 4 years it's been. I'm sitting in front of the camera and I'm making a video. uh, People who have subscribed to me from past 6 years, right? They will know that I used to make these kind of videos when I started YouTube. But when this performance motorcycles and all these things came into existence, right? There has been always this experimentation from manufacturers and also the racing team and everyone. They were figuring out still what kind of wheels they had to use for optimal performance. And many people, I don't know if they know right now or not, but initially in racing or in sports bikes segment, everyone were using 16 inches. Even the common motorcycles, the commuters, the you know all the day-to-day motorcycles what you see on road were using 16 inches wheels. Right now 17 inches is being standardized, and some big bikes or the adventure bikes also use a 19 and 21 inches at the front, and some bikes use 17 inches and 18 inches as a combination with 16 inches were beautiful at the in the 90s. People might know or not, I don't know, but the first sports bike or the first super bike which made the whole world impressed, and also to look at 16 inches wheels and to look at this sports bike high capacity large multi-cylinder motorcycles was the first Fireblade, which was released in 1992. That was the CBR 900RR that had 16 inches wheels. And many people around the globe, all the handling and the agility, the way the bike felt when they were able to maneuver it like that. Even now, after 3.5 decades, the original Fireblade, the 900RR, is praised for its handling. The first reason why 16 inches were the first choice for experimentation is because of one thing, that is the I would say, I will come in the order of in the order of the best reason why and to the least reason why. Okay, the first reason would be the best reason why 16 inches were preferred over all the other sizes that were available. So 16 inches gave the best you know balance between comfort as well as agility. So this is the first major reason, I would say, because everyone were not going for track riding or sports riding, right? So they were using 16 inches because the first reason, like I said, was for comfort and also agility. Because of its smaller diameter, you were able to maneuver the bike very easily. Now you might say my Activa has 8 inches or 10 inches wheels, uh, but you cannot lean on that. So that is the main problem. You cannot lean on that. You cannot put a wider tire on that. So the contact patch will, the wider you go at that size, the contact patch becomes more flat. You will not get a curvy profile in the tire. You will get a flat, you almost get like a straight line, which is made for going straight on the highways or riding only in the straight line, and no idiot will ride only on straight lines, right? Most of the people also started using 16 inches in all their top superbikes and their flagship motorcycles. And the second reason is compared to the 17 inches, I would say because of it is 16 inches, right? So obviously the mass reduces. So if the mass reduces, the rolling resistance, all these things reduces, and it makes easier the bike instantly becomes a bit lighter compared to the 17 inches or whatever the size above 16 inches. The bike automatically becomes uh, you know easier to maneuver, easier to take turns, easier to lean, perform for performance riding, go around the town, ride in the traffic. Automatically, the rolling resistance will reduce, the sprung mass, the unsprung mass, everything will reduce, right? So that's the reason I think this is a double-edged sword, I would say, because if the motorcycle feels too light, the rider won't get confidence to push it hard, but it shouldn't be too heavy that the rider will feel like you are riding a bullock cart. And the third point is also that, of course, if you are using a 16 inches wheel compared to a 17 incher or 18 incher or a 19 incher, whatever the size which is above 16 inches, the 16 inches wheels gave that advantage for the bikes that it will be a little lower to the ground, and it just automatically brings that center of gravity of the bike lower, which makes which makes easy for the rider to balance the bike. So the center of gravity, if it is lower to the ground, I think the best balance you will get. That is what many manufacturers try to do. They try to place the engine, which is the main part, as low as possible, but also giving you that ground clearance, so that you will not get any issue, in terms of bad patchy roads or big speed breakers, all these kind of things. Now 16 inches also became famous because of its, the stability it provided. Off-road thing, when it became very popular in the European American countries, uh, people started experimenting, and 16 inches wheels became so apt for them that I think even now some of the industry standards is 16 inches, for at least a dirt bike, not for the competitions and everything. I think now the competition and everything are using 21-inch wheels for the front. The motorcycle started, to become more stable at high speeds. There was no wobbling and everything. Those kind of things became very uh, intriguing, I would say, intriguing for the manufacturers, and they started experimenting with this even for the off-road as well. The 16 inches had a lot of variety in tire choices. You name whatever the manufacturer was there, the top manufacturers were producing at least the majority of the tires were at 16 inches. So you would get a lot of options, whether it is for the track riding, whether it's for street, whether it's for sports riding, whether it's for off-road, whether it's for technical riding, for patchy roads, and you name it. But every other condition, they had lot of tire choices. So that might be also, that is the fifth point what I would like to say and end this, why 16 inches were used at that time. Um, so this kind of large variety that attracted the riders at that time, made sure that manufacturer also noticed it and leaned towards 16 inches. I'll just summarize whatever the advantages was there for 16 inches, right? So the first advantage for the 16 inches was, of course, the stability and maneuverability. It was very nimble, so it made easier to ride in tight spaces, and you'd say balance and everything. The second thing, which was the rolling resistance, it reduced the mass. It made easier to maneuver because of the unsprung mass, and sprung mass was reduced. The third point I would say is it lowered the center of gravity of the bike, so it naturally made the biker feel, they were able to bring their feet to the ground easily, the shorter people, and also uh, because of it, because of the lower center of gravity, it made them balance the bike very easily as well. The fourth point, I would say, wider availability of the tires. There were a lot of variety to choose from. So the fifth point, what I would say is they started it as an experimentation, because the power of the motorcycle was increasing. So they needed to find a tire size that was, uh, that that provided the balance between, that handling and stability. So it started as an experimentation, but I don't know. Even now I feel like the 16 inches wheels could easily be brought even now, and provide to all the sports bikes, or these performance oriented bikes, which are I would say under 100 horsepower, I would say. The Now the motorcycle industry has become very plain. Everyone are just pushing towards the bigger number, the bigger number in electronics, the bigger number in power, the bigger number in torque, you know you name it, bigger number in price. So after every year, I think they are just going towards the bigger number. They're just aiming to, you know they're aiming I think they're just aiming for numbers. They are not bringing out the character of the bikes. They are not able to, bring out that charm, bring out that laugh in a rider. They are not able to put on a smile on the rider. They are just becoming a tool, that's it. So this kind of experimentation were done. So that's the reason why all these bikes which were before the 2000s, right, 2000s included, and before that, all this bike had characters. So I don't know why they stopped it, but even now I feel like 16 inches would make a very good choice, according to me at least. I mean, so you will find a lot of videos why 17 inches, 19 inches, and 21 inches are used in the modern day motorcycles. So you can watch those videos. I'm not going to explain why 17 inches are used now. Of course, they are better in terms of everything, and they are the right balance. All this, there are a lot of videos on the YouTube. But 16 inches were, I think, a pretty good experiment at that era. If you want more topics like this which are very unknown to the motorcycle world, right, I would say just wait. I will make more videos which are not very commonly made in motorcycle world, but I'll try to bring it out based on my knowledge, whatever I have in my mind. I have few ideas, like a few topics in my mind that are not very common, to for a motorcycle in content creator, you might say, or anything. But I'll try to make those videos just to make sure that all the people know these unknown facts, because now many people will make Ducatis, Aprilias, Hondas, Yamahas, Kawasaki's, Trams. Every videos are made, everything is explained, but these kind of small innovations and experimentations, right, this is what actually brings out the journey of what we are enjoying now. So I want to give you that information, and I want to make you feel that the comfort you are feeling now, the all things are which are sorted out now as standardized. How did these things came into existence because of the experimentation in the past. So so saying that, I will end this video. I'm hoping that you guys have gained a little bit of knowledge from this, um, towards the motorcycles history. And saying that, I'm ending this video.